Oh, hi. Sorry, got a little carried away there. Just haven't picked up the guitar much in the last few days, and just, man, turned on the camera and let it fly. It has been a very bizarre start to 2021, as I'm sure most of you know. It is January 8th, and we are trying to get sort of like back on track here with new lessons, new stuff, anyway, I got pretty distracted this week, kind of glued to the terror in the world, or at least in the country. Anyway, let's stay away from that, and I just have a few things I want to talk about. I got up New Year's Day, having gone to bed really early. This midnight thing just doesn't work for me, check in at Totally Guitars and Totally Lessons, and was shocked with how it looked. I hope some of you have seen the new look. It's so functional and so easy to find stuff now. You've got the genres and the bands and everything listed on the left, and instead of just like the 8 maybe latest lessons, you can see the last 1,000 lessons if you just keep scrolling far enough through enough pages. So anyway, the whole search thing is pretty cool. I hope a lot of you have had a chance to check it out, because I gotta say I was thrilled. Anyway, I just have two quick things I want to talk about probably, and then we'll talk a little bit. I don't know. First, I want to wish my best to our longtime member Mike. I've seen the posts on the forum about finger problems, and it occurred to me. So first of all, I hope all goes best with you, man, because you know, becoming slightly fingers changing is one of the scariest things I can imagine in my life. But it occurred to me that a few of my students are working on some Joni Mitchell songs right now, and one of them I was given a quick little talk to the other day, was that one of the reasons she did stuff in open tuning so much was because she had a lot of finger problems and couldn't play a lot of very complicated chords. But in some of the tunings she went in, and in all of the tunings she went into, many of her songs only have 2 or 3 easy chord shapes that move around. Now, they're still incredibly musical and really fun to play. So I would, if the finger problem persists, I'm kind of hoping you could still play chords with 2 fingers and maybe even 3. And of course, we don't need to go into the Django Reinhardt story of what he did with only 2. But in open G and open D, there are just a ton of things you can do. You can play every different chord, every different major chord, by just putting a bar across the 5th fret for the chord 4 and the 7th fret for chord 5. And of course, with especially open G, you can get to the equivalent of a C chord or a D chord or anything else, A minor, B minor, with just a couple of things. So if you're not in too much pain with the little finger, and I'm hoping it all, gets resolved is the word I guess I'm looking for. So anyway, so that was one thing that occurred to me. The other, I meant to get back to this whole thing. Well, no, that's enough about 2021. We were hoping things would turn around, and kind of like after the 7-day free trial, as I saw in one of the posts, a post from one of my cousins. I don't know. You want to stick around for more? I think so. 2 more weeks. All should be well. Okay, I think, what have I been... Oh, I'll get back to that a little bit later. I will, let's see, what did we have come out this week? Bob, I hope you guys have taken a look at his lesson on Do It Again. I didn't get a chance to try to play it yet, but he goes to a lot of work to make things pretty accessible. I mean, from his Living for the City and... he didn't do Deacon Blues. We're thinking about that one. He and I were talking about it a little bit. So that was kind of a cool thing this week. And then, of course, Vanessa brought us a band I'd never heard of course, Sheriff, with When I'm With You. And then I got to tell you a little bit about my Masquerade problem, because for the last few weeks you've heard me toying around with it. And I was thinking that this is going to be... It's such a complicated thing to put together, because I'm thinking... Do I want to do this and focus on the Carpenters version? Do I want to focus on Leon Russell's version? Do I want to work on how I would play an instrumental version? And all of a sudden I'm thinking about a 15 or 20 part lesson. And so once it kind of occurred to me that split it into 2 or 3 lessons and just start with the basic accompaniment, way I would play it, so got that one. I can check that off my list, and maybe next week something else will step into the next version of it, because I think you heard me a few weeks ago, or maybe the Christmas video. I think I played a little of it, the capo to the 3rd fret, which put it into Leon's key. And so that is one of the things. I even have capos now all over the place, because I'm working on that, and this is the other thing that's on the drawing board for me. Oh, did I finish everything I was talking about last week? Sorry, I'm a little distracted today. So yeah. I never really considered that like part of the song, but then I saw a live video of Jorma playing this, and I thought, oh, he does mess around, noodle around with the chords. It reminds me, I'll come back to that. It reminds me, I think if I can remember this. Recognize what that was an introduction to? I don't think I got it exactly right. But the next thing we hear is this. Norway Street, of course, Neil Young started off his acoustic version of Cowgirl with just a few chords. And, I got people asking me, like, what are those chords? I said, listen to them. They're like A minor and F and D and C and G. And, even back then I was nagging students to pay attention and try to figure it out by themselves. But anyway, so Jorma has this short little intro where it's almost like a prelude to a classical piece. Like, play a few chords, make sure it's in tune, before you start. Anyway, so that one is kind of on the drawing board too, about halfway done. A lot of times the length of time it takes to do these is I need to always write it out first, and that ends up being the obstacle, because I think I always play this song a little differently. So deciding how it's going to go on the page and then in the lesson is frequently an obstacle. Anyway, so that's what's happening here. I think I'm going to wrap it up there now, and maybe make up something else. Let's pick a different key. Let's do something not as gloomy as that first one. Boy, starting on B minor and just starting to run through a chord progression, it was a little weird. There we go. Let's go with some major 7 chords. Let's try to head into this year with a little pastoral kind of sound. Okay, welcome to 2021. Be back next week.